In this episode of Filmstock Reviews, I'm reviewing Season 2, Episode 1 of Only Murders in the Building, titled Persons of Interest. Now, this season comes back, and we are back to the Arconia from the successful first season of Only Murders in the Building, starring Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. The first season was 10 episodes. It premiered August 31st, 2021, and the season finale was October 19th, 2021. So once the season 1 ended, we're like, okay, is there going to be a season 2? Fast track, season 2 premiered June 28th, 2022, and also season 2 runs for 10 episodes. The season finale of season 2 is August 23rd, 2022. Now, after the events of season 1, Charles, Oliver, and Mabel are evidently framed for the murder of Bunny Folger. And at the beginning of episode 1, they are interviewed and interrogated by the police and trying to figure out what's going on, what's happening. The police officer, Detective Williams, tells them to stay low, lay low, and you're only persons of interest. Mabel suggests they all listen to the detective, while Charles and Oliver are like, no, we can figure it out, but, we don't know what. Now, in the meanwhile, Mabel is invited to this art exhibit by a woman named Alice. Now, we are introduced to Cara Delevingne, I believe, who plays this art director and the love interest to Mabel. And it's really interesting to give Mabel a love interest, and it's really different than what you usually see in a show like this. Oliver is still trying to figure out certain things. He wants this podcast to keep going, while Charles is like, okay, let's back off a little bit. Not only that, while Oliver is in the elevator getting ready to take his dog for a walk, we're introduced to Amy Schumer. Yes, Amy Schumer plays herself in this episode and this season, evidently. I don't mind it, but I'm not a fan of Amy Schumer at all, and I'm not a fan of having her in this series. Maybe there's a reason why she's here. The big joke about this season is that this show makes fun of themselves. Basically, they didn't expect season 1 of Only Murders in the Building, which is what their podcast is called, to be so successful. So everyone, in a way, keeps asking them, is there going to be a season 2? We can do this with season 2. We can order 8 to 10 episodes of a pilot or everything like that. The recurring joke about the show making fun of itself is pretty funny and really well done. Now, not only that, Charles, Steve Martin, is approached to start in a reboot of Brazos, playing Uncle Brazos to the main character. Now, the trio later discovered that Cindy has started a podcast on the three of them. And if you didn't know, Cindy is played by Tina Fey, another rival podcast broadcaster. They basically reveal certain things, and Mabel reveals to Charles and Oliver that Bunny mentioned the number 14. We don't know what 14 is. We don't know what's happening or what's going on. Then the trio break into Bunny's apartment. And while that's happening, and the reason they break into Bunny's apartment is because they hear Bunny speaking, but it's actually Bunny's bird. And it's really interesting how the voice sounds, and it's fun. But then Harold and Uma walk in, two of the residents of the Arconia, and they go in to find a painting, evidently, that Bunny had on her wall. So Charles, Oliver, and Mabel run into the closet to hide from Howard and Uma. Uma walks in, screams because the painting is gone. So then they realize that the painting's missing and what's happening, and as Mabel discovers that there's another area to the apartment that Bunny had that leads to a rooftop in somewhere in the apartment. And they return to their apartments, where Charles discovers that the painting is now on his wall. And there is a big reveal in this first episode of season 2, and the painting on the wall is of his father. Like, what? It's crazy. I really love the first season of this show, and very, very excited that season 2 is happening, because Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez are fantastic in their roles. especially respectively as Charles, Oliver, and Mabel. And it's fun to see. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Amy Schumer being in this. I'm hoping that there's a reason she's in it. Cara Delevingne as the love interest to Selena Gomez's character is very interesting. I mean, she herself is an empowering woman, so it's good to see. Season 1 was good. Season 2 looks like it's going to be even better. There was a slow build in this first episode. It felt like it was, like a little bit drawn out, just to reintroduce everything and get everyone caught up who hasn't seen Season 1. And let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Episode 1, Season 2 of Only Murders in the Building, titled Persons of Interest. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Do you think Season 2 is going to get more interesting and better than Season 1? And do you see certain things happening? And who do you think killed Bunny? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune into my Episode 2 review of Only Murders in the Building, titled Framed, right here.